Welcome back to that shady nook of FirstPlay where members of the team come to unburden themselves of terrible gaming truths. This week, teeny FirstPlay freelancer Kim Richards explains that, despite the smell of Lynx deodorant and desperation in the place, games are really made for girls. Do go on, darling.
Once you start thinking about it, it's actually pretty obvious that games are really for girls. And that's primarily for one reason only, and that's that they are full of hot toddy. Think of any video game straight off the top of your head. I guarantee there is a lead character in that who is, yeah. For example, Assassin's Creed 2, well, Ezio. Resident Evil 5, Chris Redfield. Maybe he's a bit too steroidy, but still. Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman, obviously. You may say that video games are actually for guys because, you know, there's plenty of busty, scantily clad ladies like Chloe from Uncharted 2, Bayonetta, Lara Croft. But for every, you know, big boobied lady, there is a whole locker room full of guys to look at. Better still, these are real men. Men who fight through battlefields. Men who fight their way through hordes of zombies with whatever weapon they can lay their hands on. Men who can save entire galaxies while looking cool and moody at the same time. On top of the eye candy, there is a man for every girl's needs and wants. If you want the kind of buff, grizzled guy, well, obviously you've got Kratos from God of War, Sam Gideon from Vanquish, all the soldiers in Killzone, Call of Duty, Battlefield, all of those guys. If you want charming guys who can kind of sweep you off your feet with smooth one-liners, well, obviously there's the lovely Nathan Drake from Uncharted and his sexy, sexy voice.
Kim, I want to thank you. If you think my voice is so great, and I wish I could hear yours someday.
If you want tough but caring, there's John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, or there's Monkey from Enslaved, who is quite buff and a little bit of a meathead, but he cares for Trip. If you fancy the more effeminate kind of guy, there's, you know, a whole raft of JRPGs with characters like Snow from Final Fantasy 13. Masayoshi Tanimura from Yakuza 4, he's quite a looker. Even Raiden from Metal Gear Solid Rising, now he's looking pretty cute nowadays. I must admit though, if there is one or two guys who get me quite hot under the collar, first of all it would have to be Garrus from Mass Effect.
Definitely.
Okay, so the alien's a little bit weird, but you know, he's battle-scarred, he's a deadly soldier but with a strict code of morals, and he's an absolute badass. When I unlocked him in Mass Effect 2, I immediately set about getting a little bit romantic with him. And when the moment came, he was actually really sweet about it. He was trying to do everything the human way and trying to sweep you off your feet. Obviously, it was a bit clumsy and a bit awkward. But when it got down to it, he was really sweet and was like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. And oh, my heart just melted. That, and he's got reach.
Okay, that sounded bad.
But if there's one man that really, you know, pushes all the buttons for me, it has to be Modern Warfare's Soap McTavish. He's just so effortlessly cool. Maybe it's the way he commands you all the way through Modern Warfare 2. He's like, follow me, go here, do this, do that. And I was like, yes sir, I will follow you to the ends of the earth, you know? Mainly because that means I get your butt in my view line for the whole game. I was smitten with him from the word go, from his opening level cliffhanger where you're falling off the cliff and he reaches down and saves you at the last minute. And I was just looking up into his big eyes and I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Better still, there's that level in Act 2 called The Only Easy Day Was Yesterday, where you get to storm an oil rig in skin-tight wetsuits. Wow. It took me several attempts to do that level. So in short, yeah. Video games most definitely are made for girls. Not only do the lead guys look good, but I guess they're created for the male audience to be people that you can look up to. You know, not only are they good looking, but they're tough, you know, and they've got real character and in a lot of cases real morals. They're the kind of characters that male audiences want to be and that female audiences want to be with.
Well, that was a terrifying insight into the libidinous mind of a lunatic. One last thing before you head back to the locker room, Kim. What are your thoughts on these chaps?
Would, definitely would. Would with the lights off. Hello. Would, and his friend too. And all of you. Would.
A cold shower for you, Miss Richards. Everybody else, feel free to join us for more FirstPlay Personals soon.